King Charles sends message on research into rare cancer. King Charles has sent a message on research into a rare form of cancer. The King, 75, has sent a message of support to the sarcoma community, saying he is encouraged by the research on new treatments for sarcoma cancer. The monarch's message was read by Baron Young of Old Windsor at the Chris Martin Quiz Night at Lancaster House. The event, attended by government ministers and MPs, Chris Martin's family and friends, and members of the sarcoma community, was held to raise funds for Sarcoma UK. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. Chris Martin, a former Director General at No. 10 Downing Street and husband of prominent BBC journalist Zoe Conway, died in 2015, 2 years after being diagnosed with a rare sarcoma cancer. Since his death, Conway has been at the forefront of raising funds for sarcoma research and is currently an ambassador for Sarcoma UK. Reading the message from the King, Lord Young said, "Having had the good fortune to meet Chris Martin while he was Principal Private Secretary to the Prime Minister, Lord Cameron, His Majesty the King has asked me to convey his heartfelt support as we gather together to celebrate the life of Chris and raise awareness of sarcoma. His Majesty is encouraged by the research that is being conducted into new treatments and by the research which will eventually lead to a cure for these cancers. The King commends you all for your support of this most important cause." The King's statement lent an important voice to raising awareness of sarcoma. While relatively rare, about 15 people are diagnosed with the rare form of cancer every day. The Chris Martin Fund has raised over £250,000 for sarcoma research. Martin was particularly keen on genomics research. Sarcoma UK's Chief Executive Richard Davidson has welcomed the King's remarks, saying there is much to look forward to in research of new treatments for sarcoma. He said, "Because of its rarity, our understanding of sarcoma lags behind other cancers." The Chris Martin Fellowship was established to raise funds dedicated to pioneering genomics research that can unlock a deeper understanding of sarcoma's genetic drivers. The fund, which has raised over £250,000 so far, has helped Sarcoma UK to invest over £750,000 into 3 groundbreaking genomics research programs. The first, conducted at University College London, was a landmark study which revealed novel mutations and provided the first atlas of sarcoma's molecular fingerprints. Building on this foundation, a team at the University of Birmingham were able to use cutting-edge technology to illuminate the roots of liposarcoma and identify potential therapeutic vulnerabilities. Most recently, researchers at the University of Southampton have been exploring whether some of the genetic aberrations detected in earlier studies could be targeted with existing drugs or new therapeutic compounds. Their work holds the promise of new treatments for liposarcoma patients. The groundbreaking knowledge gained from genomics research is already paying dividends. It has leveraged follow-on funding, sparked new studies, and, most importantly, is beginning to shape and improve the clinical care sarcoma patients receive. We are committed to keeping families together longer by transforming sarcoma treatment through the genomic revolution. King Charles wants Prince Andrew to downsize to Frogmore Cottage amid royal crunch talks, according to royal sources. The King, 75, has made clear he is not willing to continue to fund the Duke of York's lifestyle at Royal Lodge, his vast home in Windsor Great Park that was home to the Queen Mother until her death in 2002. However, according to reports, Andrew is refusing to leave the property, much to the frustration of the monarch. The Duke of York, 64, has the lease on Royal Lodge, but Charles controls the purse strings. A royal source claimed, "The King's kindness is not without limit and there is a very good option for Andrew to move into Frogmore Cottage, recently vacated by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, which also has the benefit of being within the Windsor Castle security cordon, hence reducing the need for alternative round-the-clock security for Royal Lodge." He is taking longer than desirable to recognize the reality of the situation, even though it is clearly the most sensible course of action.